latest sports updates. Yamon Komoka Crescent said Champions League, you know, ye see na I enjoy game. Yes, I've enjoyed on behalf of Paris Saint-Germain, but I'm sure some way Inter Milan fan. If you supported them because of Wankasa, we interested. You might have been disappointed. Inter Milan for Nankasa say disappointed. And then maybe analysis with Biggie. Fantastic. Biggie and I'm in the Bonko and ye free Kumasi Moleba amount for best support pa na me game no must say count na coach video na yes sir I'm okay, that's fine. So let's have a conversation. Saying honestly, finals the last 6 games na 1-0 na ye bear 4 2-0 ye twice pay. Only for us to have 5-0 vintage performance. Inter Milan and poor. And now say Paris Saint-Germain were extremely good for Inter.
First of all, I think so these two sides and found the last 6 Champions League finals. Now are ending 1-0, and that's a slim score lines and an abdominal. These are two teams Inter Milan, for example, Champions League, on share a lot of goals.
Very well.
Our Champions League. But you ball from group stages, every ball round of 16, about quarterfinals, every PMO semi-finals, and you must sign for Inter Milan. Inter Milan met Barcelona. Barcelona team are a free scoring team. Or channel, not Inter Milan and so and the Inter Milan on share a lot of goals, prior to the final, and the last game of boy, which was in the semi-final stage, or share a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Both women away against Barcelona, or share 7 goals.
Yeah.
Unlike Inter Milan team, I only this season, and I say Inter Milan team, I nimno. Defend their normal per 1, defend their normal per 2B. Now I end the game, but semi-final now near master sign, now a man for Baba who says Inter Baby PM. Your finals now. Paris Saint-Germain style no only born similar to the Barcelona style. It's quite a fast one. A lot of goals against Barcelona. No bet me a fast now. So now what sense when a lot of goals against Paris Saint-Germain Bobo.
I'm saying you produce an pictures are echo stadium where Louis Enrique Nibano are free. Very unfortunate. Into PSG for no a banner kesiye. And so Eddie Atumu so Eddie money in honor of Nibano. Say Louis Enrique. Why are there? He's the 7th coach or the 2 different club AJ Champions League. Also Carlo Ancelotti. AAB with AC Milan and Real Madrid.
Sure.
Next Hapoel AAB with Feyenoord and Hamburg and Jupp Heynckes so AAB with Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Otman Hertfeld AAB with Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Jose Mourinho, of course, Porto, Inter Milan, Pep Guardiola, and so with Barcelona and Manchester City. They say Luis Enrique, why we crowd was so in a treble Eddie Akaho.
And Kokuba fan to Odiano, so he's the 2nd manager. Out the 2 different men's team at J treble.
Wow.
Yes, Pep Guardiola and AFS.
Yeah.
With Barcelona and Manchester City. And also Swaya with Barcelona and the Paris Saint-Germain. And we shouldn't forget Paris Saint-Germain is now the first French side. Our continental treble of France.
Okay. Fine. I know, say by this time myself for they are very angry. Say, Master, but Biggie at something say PSG for no. Sometimes football will say a funny sports because look, says here you may on my lighting Eiffel Tower here. You know, you more live updates and you might so and so our town. What I say, but just like the conversation we're having, say PSG, they've spent cash, pure cash.
Sure.
Sometimes they buy players that they don't deserve, but they are desperate to win the Champions League to the extent that Neymar, Messi, Mbappe.
Koku, Paris Saint-Germain project from the start, they were doing football for entertainment purposes. Sana Mimi Huno. From the start, they felt like Catafone Yewiska. Enti Yababa Befatimwa. Yan top big players and family team. Nan Nipane wo Kromono na team ni Yomodiano. Do yan yato. But in Nipane wo Paris Honum na team ni Yomodia. Na yan mom some sort of any J. Na yan the world's attention and family team so say as some as Yababa join it. It's almost Shasia for 4 players be the buy. David Beckham munyina akoye Edinson Cavani a lot of players big
Pastore
Javier Pastore any other players omukoko Ezekiel Abesi any some players omukoko remu ansa na eba bedu the line of Messi era Neymar era Kylian Mbappe no any a host of other big names
say Mbappe is trending Mbappe trendy
yes
say
for the wrong reason.
So on na the musio no a yo na no mo yi na fi. But this is funny. Almost I'm say yes I be ya say u free club with mo honestly the guy that replaced Kylian Mbappe Kivicha Kvaratskhelia no kwase men is akwa no ye beast.
Sure. And adia ba akwa me hu won ho enne no. I didn't know he's one player who combined a lot of defensive duties with offensive ability.
One said they be a me catch say me the whole world me wingers no me feeling the power manka. I
was surprised. It's here game na me bisa JT say Kvaratskhelia honestly speaking me share down here and so he a lot of defensive duties. He said he gives a lot of support. Sorry game no in the first half and no Mendes spray. And almost forcing say on yes. Yeah. Because coach Andy Hernandez in
no correct.
So me solidify that position
no correct.
It's a lot of the times most the Kivicha Kvaratskhelia e kwa nechi okwa koma sa support no because when we say the player Nuno Mendes and he has to give him that kind of support as a team player.
But and is it not the reason why Dumfries say who game no so because he's Dumfries no say Inter Milan machine be adwuma and am one also
Kogu this season Inter Milan team no almost start no mo bono omo attack here omo main channel of attack the flanks flanks no omo fullbacks no which is the left fullback and then the right fullback Dumfries and Di Marco and they say only omo gamer now Inter Milan team ni benya that kind of spark omo benya o game ni mu no matimi anya results over war just as our flanks and as fullbacks no wing backs no etimi ye adwuma ye effective so what her Paris Saint-Germain team no so this season player back who are tormented flanksmen or difficult and that's all stubborn pa Nuno Mendes
very well
quite fast was it Temi Mohamed Salah quite fast was he Bukayo Saka Wajuma and this all your flankman now who decide this obey his position no against Paris Saint-Germain a be difficult the amount and then now Brand said yes Jumano injury nearby he had a lot of support from Kvaratskhelia I Abuamo yes Di Marco Kwaku Oye Di Marco but this season in the Champions League he hasn't been good.
But in
let's be honest.
Yes, I agree. Not even the Champions League anymore.
Yes. He hasn't been
but Biggie, one of those things I observe about the Inter Milan team, they say, plus ni bibri na no munye fit, but do mudina ne nam. Clearly, Lautaro Martinez from semi-finals ni on your fit.
On your fit.
And can you or start the game, you know?
The problem is that. Say Okasa Oma Lautaro Martinez and start here. Men disrespect player be away in Milan and another striker. But if you are looking at the other options or more bench now, coaching in GDO.
Very well.
One player now me Gini Dipa say he's a very good striker. Mediterranean from FC Porto. The kind of numbers are normal Porto. Any ball are not at a point. Now me Nima the country at the big clubs in Europe Obian Conco Far Brantiano. But he moved to Inter Milan and the kind of performance or Inter
as a free agent.
Yes. And so him from Inter Milan. And do your coach. Now say at this stage, key man, ubetimi amana bokakra di amawa. Ube decided to obey you see or no.
But no when it was obvious to say, look, against Barcelona, dream baby. Now, which we say, Marcus Thuram crowd and the nine it went off until say extra time one a pan with me sabe bokakra. And then clearly Lautaro Martinez to me say why here.
The problem is that. Coach, from the Barcelona game player and then fit. But in the Barcelona game, you see no your results. And there are times how you coach Alberto Chacha. Say, make me even 10% of football from Lautaro Martinez. No, make me and said your year or Barca game because Barca game no on your fit. But at the end of the day, he got a goal and they important to the Martino. And then the coach even decided, they say, Mami, you see no. So to me, Bakakano, one goal in Pomamia. And unfortunately, Penny say and then you answer. It's different from the Barcelona game. And
Inter Milan no waste your time home. Me say Neymar I congratulate the PSG team this year. I say Sergio Ramos omo nyina congratulate you. Ya twen Kylian Mbappe. Congratulate me just Mbappe dey no Thomas so no be say dinner table masa. For asem free and then Inter Milan for waste your time. Maybe best 70 minutes na percent time no kra enso na yempon.
Because me catch JT say FIFA mra no time be almost a summer. I was having a petition the common FIFA say yes now on your football net is a boxing. If we had dinner while Hena wouldn't me nanka what through in the towel.
But and a 5 for an she Sergio Ramos message in ye
timer almost share 1 no. Now me a confidence say Inter Milan beti me ate. Almost share 2. And I'm said Debbie, Mamen Congo checking Inter Milan this season performance for Champions League. Namen go back the memory lane, Namen had it. Because checking and I'm this season Champions League, Inter concede first on the first. No correct. Or concede first, I want to be winning. At the time, I'm caught down by 2 goals. Now I have days saying Inter Milan beti me back. And a Bayer 3, and a Bayer 4, and a Bayer 5, a young player from the bench. A coach decided say, "Omo bona bokakra, ma you look nemu." Now also at least get that feel of the Champions League final. And also by our Baba Bishigu.
But big 5-0 the embarrassing. Yeah, more Champions League final. Emma difference of 5 for that. For the purpose of education, 1960 Real Madrid entering Frankfurt for 7-3. And look at difference is saying 4. Okay. 1974 Bayern Munich Atletico Madrid 4-0. 1989 AC Milan Stuttgart Bucharest 4-0. 1994 AC Milan Barcelona 4-0. In the results they say 4. This is the first time. And
so
we've witnessed it.
Can
5
term it as the worst ever Champions League final?
It is, honestly. Inter Milan for no. And on Barcelona for no say assure more because if they had gotten to the finals and came on then I'm see football they
to be honest, Kumian Casa crash me am Barcelona for.
Because at least
say Barca ni Paris Saint-Germain, we would have witnessed some sort of end-to-end action.
Opening
at least where they call now where they are back na game na yefe. Do a move boy and ka ibe hu la mi yamamo. Almost so successful, almost so carry the game on their shoulders. No almost so but Inter Milan team, it was difficult to the extent say Ubenya a single player all carry team on his shoulders. Almost everybody that has been a game changer for Inter Milan and was a flop, to be honest. From the flanksmen, Inter Milan a channel of attack on the flanks in a failure. You see the central midfield role and they attack it. But centrally on the field, there was a problem. Hakan Chahanoglu, Vitinha and Joao Neves, who make sure some men are useless. And he said, you actually. Now they are creating spaces, are driving forward, and their money teammates, almost stopping and every channel of attack from the Inter Milan team, almost media had to Paris Saint-Germain, now Inter Milan, Paris Saint-Germain,
message number Mbappe. The big day has finally arrived. A victory achieved with the attitude shown by the whole club. Congratulations, PSG. No man the power. Oh, because one farmer. Who's a way message you say, oh, the bar as some one farmer as some. Say no bar and say what the baba. And that game no, and they called different angles. Be say you know one of the conversation I want us to have. I say, me who say a trend Dembélé for Ballon d'Or. Dembélé for Ballon d'Or. But honestly, OJ Champions League there. It puts him in the rightful position.
Sure.
Some commander question who they say.
For me, to be honest, two players, and I'm a deep footballer, I share football. Now, your both season we now I'm achieving Nema individually. Now collectively with their clubs, someone to me and just cry to me bomb would say Yemfa Ballon d'Or and award best player for Momo. I am Messi and Ronaldo. But aside Omono, every player be obeje Ballon d'Or ni biano. A player individually obenya good records. Not collectively within the club and so what team ya BB. Paris Saint-Germain team na yehuni and there are a lot of good players, there are a lot of quality players. But to be honest, Kwaku, omu team no. Ye bisa say who is the face of the Paris Saint-Germain team? E din ba ko na obebo. It is Ousmane Dembélé.
And no yes say Madrid for na be omo bid na be compete la me ya man no. Yen tan e chikidigi because honestly, I'm sorry to say but ball no akasa ball no who ni say Dembélé or bopa na.
O there be ball na akasa ball ni there are other players. So who be Samia players in their midfield Vitinha has been super good this season to be honest. But on say football no a change from a certain angle to the other. A moving from just playing the game to getting numbers after playing the game. And one man Osman Dembélé, Ebam as the star man for Paris Saint-Germain. This season in the league, he's been their top scorer. Champions League, he's gotten the goals for them. And the ABA final on the one yet that decision maker, a decide way, and I say Jumano. But he's been the man who carried them right from that final group stages game. At the Eba, sorry, your man started group stages in a year, but almost Boba or Money a few matches. No, that Manchester City game, Osman Dembélé was the man who carried the team on his shoulders. Yeah. From there, almost 2 guys to away, he was there. Almost 3 on man, Remu knockout faces, against Liverpool, he was there. Teams now, from that stage, Aston Villa, any idea he was there, and finals and Kwana make us a 1 year decision maker. No, and to mean to stand the good performances and then numbers are 1 year Diama Paris and Jamaica Bobo this season. And may assure the Paris for Nankasa and say, oh, Bisomo. So when you play a Bako, no one contested for the Ballon d'Or. Certainly they are going to mention the name of Dembélé. And I know, and a Piandin Kokodru and Champions League now was a Diakahono. They've also made records. Collectively records now team 9. Okay,
need to be person be say PG team no. Because the best player in the season, Vitinha now say
the best player in the season. Honestly, born and quantity may Vitinha.
Now then, I'm at Dembélé.
And no, because at the end you move from just playing to adding numbers after playing. And that numbers game, and then and the young who goalkeeper some fast was sorry to say.
And then
don't defend the some fast was sorry to say. The who made for the some fast was attention in Aqua goal scorer so. It's Ubo player bidia. This season was a goal saying. Ubo player bidia or made for the Bobo or my assist saying. But if you are not baby operative form, no, a very difficult to my assist, but on air to money. But at the end of the day, numbers game na baba beka Emma players be a year omo e de cha for 4 players. And I know that the Osman Dembélé e kwa gina sa position no kwaku.
Ha! Says PG for na if Kofi were the numbers table omo agye no a ye update na me mo onye me so still now no e wo munchin. Big one of those things as well before Kofi the numbers table no beba no. Ade ba ko na anopade nyina edi hu nkomo ne se den na eho Germany munchin krom ho a first time bia no a club bi beko so ko Champions League final bi okwaje I say strange
Champions League no ho ade ba ko ma realize yes one of the tournaments in the world that a rewarded a respected history a rewarded a respected history. Until last year, didn't come on make us say almost all the teams on the Champions League. They so be 50 per Copenhagen, Quaquaje. Obegeti close in our frame. The Chelsea situation in 2008, not 2012 for Quaquaje. The Manchester City situation against Chelsea. Not Chelsea with the tournament and the final experience. No, a Jeffrey City and found the players Nico Chaukita. City gains that experience, they get to the final. Now, if you are did a free Inter Milan and some Inter Milan has gotten to the final. Kaba expected so budget. But Chrono Mo Quaquaco so I am Munich no. Munich ni ekura a reward omo the Champions League ni bi da.
And one then
before and ya bought 4 finals in Munich and na ka ho 5. Omo nji bi da na age. In 1979, some kind year Nottingham Forest got the first Champions League title. It was Munich. Ye ko Olympique Marseille asem. Before Paris Saint-Germain, the only French team I know the Champions League. In 1993, onozo ko in Munich.
Basketball go 1-0.
Yes. Borussia Dortmund had the first Champions League in 1997. Also Gino Munich. And at Chelsea had the first Champions League in 2012. Also Gino Munich. The Munich Chrono has been a city, a rewarded teams are among the Champions League be done on finals.
It is a way of 5 times. 5 times.
Paris Saint-Germain.
England will move 2. Nottingham, Chelsea.
Yes.
France will move 2.
Yes.
PSG ni Marseille.
Yes.
And Dortmund. And so will move back.
Yes. Back.
You should let the numbers table here. Says he reached Real Madrid 15 Champions League titles. AC Milan 7. Madrid 4. 6 Bayern Munich and Liverpool. Barcelona 5. 4 Ajax. 3 Inter Milan and Manchester United. 2 Chelsea, Porto, Dortmund, Nottingham, Benfica. One of where you does more. one for the say PG about a list of one for no. Wow, how when you wash me Chelsea go to then for the woman him no. Oh, shame. And they say number stable. No, it's been updated. PH4 no. Finally, after spending, Luis Enrique, one very good coach, and I make us say, Adiabakwa, we a Chelsea fan of a bones, and Luis Enrique, pad and home break Chelsea. Mon famille out there, Mon famille, Mamfa. What I say? I didn't Luis Enrique or you'll be an asword, or 18. I now so the head, or 18.
But who's the coach? Be
a humanity.
Coach be a Mokasa fan who be a coach or a good coach.
Aye.
Coach be a coach when a sword then, or cast some channel won't be a coach or yard. Then I'll cock a channel won't he? One day selection. So, or person top play, oh, say Chelsea structure on one about top play in the Abro. What I say, the Ancelotti's old training grounds are near the Ramiro. Ah, on this say, some person we are more to say Remadri, you better the amount. What is Balu Enrique, he will not understand it. Rather on Chimau. We are no ako ye on one wakwashi sheni team one. Sure. But and yet on Champions League they kill. On my bobo. Yes, of course.
Go for him ultimus a PH for him born a ball. We have seen finals upon finals at Team Saji. But Charlie, no kwaseme woman say PH born a dear. O shall feel o mama bre ultimus a ne na Francesco Achebi. Na say ambulance for him main park no. Akwani betimi atwe ahwe Mika. They dominated every aspect of the game. Every aspect of the game. Park and also from defense, the goalkeeping department, every aspect of the game. Marcelo and Asia desire do and when Wabobo
pa. He was my man of the match.
Of course, OJ man of the match.
To be honest, Abrante anymore more so and how he controlled the game. Anytime he had the ball, making sure say or you see the ball to the best of his ability. Yeah. Inter Milan team are home this season. Ne ball our ball. Now Osia Paris Saint-Germain in the final score. Now you ball 45 minutes. Now Inter ball shot on target. You ball 60 minutes. Now Inter ball shot on target. So clearly, every aspect of the Inter Milan team wasn't working. Baby, goalkeeping, defense, midfield, attack, everywhere was so poor. And because Paris Saint-Germain in every aspect of the game was better than Inter Milan. And to neutralize the strength of Inter Milan Bobokono, now for Inter for Inter. For me, Luis Enrique, and then a man, I am a day. Say Champions League, I reward the Papa history. I reward the Papa no football. I reward the Papa because a Juma Waye, the kind of project my players are not matter before. At a point, within 2 seasons, that Paris Saint-Germain has spent more than $800 million. Wow. Just on players in 2 seasons. But this time around, he's built a team without a mega star. Team and our team is also what team the Champions League, and the Paris Saint-Germain, Bobo Kun, at the almost no more premier shows a cut off on and someone your football beyond Chrome.
Oh, am we okay?
At least what they wanted to achieve in football.
Of course,
they've been able to do it.
Luis Enrique, or the Nyama Bre Paris crew, Nangasa. Papa no, why are they? Very, very good coach, Luis Enrique. See, I'm also interviews or say, my daughter is not physically here, but she is always connected to me, and she's enjoying this time. And so, Papa, but Massimo Morata, Peña Dima, Inter Milan say results we answer the future of Diego Simeone. Sorry, Simeone Inzaghi. Into bets na but Inzaghi no me that story no kwa nyam because helal for ni disika gina no kwa no wa try no petrol ba ku kure ni wo nyai hey football pa
okay no ho ayesere because when him say Inter Milan treble hopes no just a month ago they were hopeful somebody to get 3 trophies just a month ago and after 1 month we lose everything. Coppa Italia na bono league no abono Champions League final and any dash on so trophy and so bono. Quite unfortunate, but honestly speaking, Mini Morati be agene. Se a Jumana Simeone Inzaghi ayeno. Se obe kompoa. Obe free team he has to decide to leave.
But say 3 years what about Champions League
finals
went to me. Ni na so teams are no munji that.
Yes.
Oh, it's painful.
No munji na age dey free them.
Painful.
A Jumana project na Inter Milan are building. He's the man who built the project. And you be na share and ono na baba be fa there be. Ono na share Jumana baba do this kind of level. and Niemano answered down as expected. And you know, he's done very well, extremely well for you in Inter Milan. The only way I will to me as I get trophy and I say Ube to me a bench or budget trophy, is to keep him because in football there the success about consistency. Consistency in the technical team, consistency in the playing body. Because technical team no say who change this say akwaku nipa na obam no this project enye ono na build here ono nso de ne de eba be ka ho aba be sisakaka and say no mate ne philosophy ase no ono nso de akọ nanim no to get to the level a Inzaghi aduru no na take be 2 years
me follow him
kasa na papa ne ntina no
sika hadwen boys ni twitwa a fencing net no what I say almost say Marquinhos say the niaje say PG Edini Jake Edisri Abalu Enrique the base say they be our join the battle ho interviews na dia egusu ekoso na ade ba ko ekoso a unfortunately me the two a be ha adwen kakra na say kofo na start say say niam o Paris kromo
one day na edin bisi
omo ha adwen
bisi omo za no pano ken be story bi say or man for asase guard your shops e wo Paris krom wono because omo no omo te wono no omo ni momu suba he o
say na we see say ne
omo ni momu ho nti na ye den anema bi say dey be see and enya nice do but untimi nchire obi kwan on fa so nye nani e bi obi nsusu ani gia o say ne ma
say e bro ne nsa se ne be si asan okuru wo any niema because niema ni bi wa on say we are not allowed to YouTube ma kwan was anima niema no because omutu twajato niema mu nyina on say ebi mo ho a ni je ye but omuji omani to the minkate to the stream asa abodam kakra wo say me ni age intimedwa metwa ejade ato ade mu say enhye and they say nye ni je we ka abodam kakra fa ho
kakra wo say na me ka say
niema na mo yes
obi so ni je akwaku untimi nchire obi kwa mfa so nyina ni
openyi nti wani age na wa be say ma de ade am
nti me mani je bia me nsai wa de bo obi wo ba bia na ni je obesai ade
ni timi na me hwa na tra no
se de wo hwa na tra e ho so de nyame adom nti se hamra ya adwuma nti ni se ya chew de ane de wa gina mra na
se wunu pa
en na me di kan ya se omo ti krom ho no omo ni momo ho en nti na anopa no omo ana omo nim de betimi ase ne sha se omo ye ne ma de agade omo shops
omo shika sisia Omashika sisia me say fire service for now.
Just the media ya maseni was so kope
baby. Let's have a conversation. May try now, but let me get a picture of the thing to you so that you have a look at it. Hard dream, niema na nkofo ne ye no. Sebi yes hunu what I say. But ni nyina mo case say waji trophy na. You enjoy. What I say. One year careful. Ade ara bi so ne say one hwe abon attention akodi. Saa niema we so na afei ade na isese nka ye ka ho asem no na afei ye nya ho asem nka niema na ekoso na no ohye what I say ye bompa say mo bi free because senior e woni si hye no na eje na obi akofa PG flag him of eje oh sebi niema ni bi ho a omo ya amfa we kakra nto ho kakra what I say iti opinion here niema ni bi ni
oh too bad
oh a hard way. I'm trying to get you. Kofi ya no I say if you so fast na Kofi e mo de. A hard drink. What I say? Nti. A hard drink pa. Big afid wo mu zen niema ekoso.
Asemu.
Niema ni bi wo ha.
Bad.
It's bad. Mama Kofi sa hwe.
Also by this time security personnel.
Ba kwa sanso ama. Nti me pese ye di komo ni nyina na me more updates niema ekoso. Me check the ekoso munchin. And me sanso check the ekoso so Paris sia what I say. Nti boys ni ji omani no na obi susu niema esai. We some go store wo na muji mani na wo aba me store me pa we ni su.
About the say bia de be hard we say bi so apon akoda wo. De amanfo so be luti shops anwumre.
Ene de na hard we.
Amanfo do
obi atwa jato car mu a obi so him PG flag.
Store rushing for do mo ba jim. Akwa yo operation.
Oh my goodness. Eitiro niema de bebre na ekoso bebre na ekoso.
I was just security for the TC Chrome.
I saw no mama police for Nejuma and the PG for ya. Congratulations. They played very very good football. Iti abi see me eja. My last words na
for me I think sorry to Inter Milan honestly. for the past 3 seasons, how consistent they've been in the Champions League front. Nanke Sefata so mubenya trophy, no, especially Simeone Inzaghi, but unfortunately, Nense Ntimianka. But for Luis Enrique, also project our building as well. Congratulations to him. First time our trophy in the Paris Saint-Germain. May assure say years to come. Say Obiba Beyempoa. History is going to always remember Luis Enrique for being the first coach. Yes, I did with them at Paris Saint-Germain. He's done extremely well. Congratulations to PSG and your coach Luis Enrique.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Thank you very much. Nyakopon Shira. Mesan so ababio e de foforo e de abro. Bye bye.